Good evening everyone and welcome to Gundam News, with the big surprise news again being the entry grade Wing Gundam. Because for some reason it seems that everything that could have gone wrong with this release has gone wrong with this release. It was quote-unquote announced early when a Canadian webshop had it up for pre-order before it was even officially unveiled, and now, despite only being slated for an October release, it somehow was already released in Australia. And there's already videos out there of people having built the thing. So I think we can all agree that this is probably like the most botched release ever. Like, the only thing this thing still needs is a molding defect like the high-grade Zeta Plus A1 had. But the good thing now is that we have all of the remaining information about the entry grade Wing Gundam, like the fact that it can transform into bird mode. So yeah, I wonder if we're gonna get any kind of official word from Bandai on this, because I can't imagine them being very happy about all of these mishaps that have been happening with the entry grade Wing Gundam, and also, other mishaps that have also happened. Like last week we had the 3D scanning drama, so I wonder what's going to be happening next week. Anyways, continuing on with the Gunpla news. We got the release dates for two Gundam base limited kits. The high-grade Med and the high-grade Varguil with Gundam Head and Psycho Plate will go up for sale on the 23rd. But do keep in mind that to enter the Gundam base on that day, you will need to get an entry ticket through the official Gundam base website. Getting a ticket is free, but is required due to the high amount of people that they're expecting to visit that day. So, the high-grade Med is a brand new non-scale kit, but it should be about the same scale as the Todohachi, and it'll go for 2,200 yen, 15 US, whereas the high-grade Varguil with Gundam Head and Psycho Plate is a remold of the premium Bandai Limited regular high-grade Varguil. But as the name indicates, it now comes with a different and Gundam-shaped head, and its accessories are also slightly different. Instead of the Sazame-inspired backpack, it now comes with a different backpack designed to accommodate those included Psycho Plates, and it now also comes with an action base that can be used either for the Varguil itself or for the Psycho Plates. What has remained the same then are the two Butterfly Edge Boomerang-esque weapons with beam saber blade effect parts, the Sotheby-esque Beam Tomahawk with beam blade effect part, and the also Sotheby-esque Beam Rifle. On the figure front then, the biggest thing that we got this week was no doubt that pre-orders went up for the Lucrea series Gundam 45th Anniversary X Hatsune Miku, Hatsune Miku X Gundam Wing Zero Endless Waltz figure, which is just as beautiful as that name is long. Miku herself has the wings of the Wing Zero custom, and her uniform is styled after the aristocratic uniform that Hiro is sometimes seen with. And then on the base, we get references to Duo, Troa, Catra, and Wu Fei. We've got the Batwing for Duo, the half-clown mask for Troa, a violin for Catra, and a sword for Wu Fei. The figure is unfortunately limited to Premium Bandai and a handful of other online stores, but she can be yours in June of 2026 for 27,500 yen, 188 US. Or, if you prefer your Miku to be more cuddly, you can go for these Chibi Nui plushie figures. Available from Premium Bandai, the official Shop Nui store, or other hobby stores that decide to carry them. There's 6 different versions of Miku, all inspired by the previously released official artwork of the Gundam 45th Anniversary X Hatsune Miku collaboration, and you can get them as 2 different items. For 4,620 yen, 32 US, you can get them straight up as a plushie, or for 2,200 yen, 15 US, you can get them as a smaller keychain plushie. And in addition to Miku, there's also the Miku Haro, which you can get as a plushie for 3,630 yen, 25 US, or as a plushie keychain for 1,760 yen, 12 US. And for another 2,200 yen, 15 US, you could also get plushie keychains featuring Mika Orga, Wisterio, Camille, Quattro, Hamon, and Paptimus, with all of these plush things releasing in November, except for the Zeta Gundam ones, which will be launching in December. And we're getting even more Gundam Wing figures in January from Ichiban Kuji, because they just announced their Gundam Wing 30th anniversary lottery. One ticket will cost you 900 yen, 6 US, and you will always win something. But of course, the higher prizes are significantly more valuable and cooler than the lower prizes. And so far, we know about the 3 main prizes that you can win. The A prize is the Wing Gundam Bustisan figure, which I'm assuming is a combination of bust and artisan, because this Wing Gundam bust does look like it was made by a true artisan. It's got a lot of details, striking colors, and it's also got clear parts for the eyes, the main camera, and the chest sensor. Like, the only downside is that the wings are a bit deformed to make them fit with the bust. I think it might have been cooler to have them like true to size and then have them cut off where the bust stops with some cool mechanical like internals where it's cut off. The B prize then is a Hiro Yui Masteralized figure, with Hiro striking his famous pose from the anime, well, from the intro of the anime. And the last one prize is the Wing Gundam Zero Endless Waltz version Bustisan figure. And well, the things that I had to say about this figure are the same things that I had to say about the Wing Gundam Bustisan figure. And that last one, by the way, means that if you're the person who buys the last lottery ticket, you'll not just get the prize that's on that lottery ticket, but also this last one prize. And finally, we go back to the China Joy 2025 convention, where in addition to that 3D scanning incident, they also had some China limited figures on display. First up, the BN Head Collection MS06R Black Tri-Stars' Zaku 2. It's about the size of your own head and comes with some really impressive features too. It's got waterside decals, the ability to choose between commander version and normal version, a pearl finish to make the whole thing look even more impressive, and an LED mono eye that requires a whopping 3 AA batteries. So I think that mono eye is gonna last quite a while. The head goes for 1,299 yuan, 181 US, and is limited to 500 units, 200 of which were already sold at China Joy 2025. But the big ticket item was the BN figure Takumi Freedom Gundam vs. Destroy Gundam statue, going for a grand total of 8,888 yuan, or 1,239 US dollars. And to say that this figure is detailed would be an understatement. It's so detailed, in fact, that if you listen carefully, you can hear Shin screaming in the background. What's actually included, though, are a bunch of LEDs to make this already impressive figure even more impressive, like it is filled to the brim with LEDs. But still, it is also incredibly expensive, and it's also limited to only 268 units that are scheduled for a Q1 2026 release. Going back to the Gundam Wing celebrations then, on December the 27th, they'll be holding a Gundam Wing 30th anniversary dinner show called Operation Reunion at the Prince Park Tower Tokyo Ballroom. So it's promising to be quite the fancy event, which is of course totally in line with Gundam Wing. Attendees will be treated to a special menu based on the anime, while they're entertained by the voice actors of the 5 protagonists doing a live dubbing of a new scene. Tickets range from 38,500 yen, 260 US, to 55,000 yen, 376 US, and are currently only available through the Gundam Fan Club, Japan only, and through Club Animate, which I think is also only Japan, but they will become available through other means in the future, so I will have the official page linked down below. Oh, and of course, you'll also be able to buy some merchandise at the venue, but more information on that is coming soon. For some cheaper Gundam Wing related food then, you can go to the Gundam Cafe food truck that is right next to the life-size Unicorn Gundam statue in Odaiba. The opening hours for August and September are on screen right now, and in addition to the things that were previously available, they've now also added a Hito and Trolina related drink to the menu. And for every one of these drinks that you get, you'll also get one of 4 random Hito and Trolina themed coasters. On to the gaming news then, which I unfortunately had to skip last week due to time constraints. And while I wasn't looking, G Generation Eternal celebrated both 6 million downloads and reaching #1 in certain regions. Plus, the game also got a big update featuring the SD Gundam side story Lucrea Hero. And in addition to the usual things like a new story and new units, it also came with a gachapon machine that you can draw card-ass cards from. But no doubt the biggest gaming news for this week was Super Robot Wars Y. On the 8th, a new trailer got released showcasing some of the new units available in the game, but more importantly, it also told us that a demo version has become available on Nintendo Switch and PlayStation 5. In short, the demo allows you to play through Chapter 1 and then carry over that data to the retail version of the game when it is released on the 28th. Plus, you'll also be able to unlock 2 bonus rewards by playing through it. By simply creating a save data, you'll get 20,000 credits, 2,000 MXP and an assist part, and then by finishing the first chapter, you'll get an additional 30,000 credits, 3,000 MXP, and a flight module. And for the Steam players who unfortunately don't have access to the demo, they'll just get both of these bundles by default. And if you want to check out the full trailer for yourself, I will have the link down below. In Gundam Battle Operation 2 for the PlayStation then, the Burga Gyro's Black Vanguard colors has joined the fray, while on Steam the Gerbera Tetra Kai has become available. In the global version of UC Engage, we got a new Blitz mission event, as well as a new unit assembly featuring the URLP Puru and her custom Cubeline Mark II. And finally, for the Gundam Extreme vs. 2 Infinite Boost arcade game, it was announced that on the 20th, Hito and the Wing Gundam will be joining the roster. In other news then, on September the 20th, the GQuuuuuuX soundtrack will be performed as part of the Kyoto X Animation Soundtrack X Festival, and a photo report was released for the Gundam-based pop-up World Tour in Nagoya, which also includes a temporary Gunpla Cafe, which was in collaboration with the Kawada Cafe and Kitchen. And since I was in the neighborhood anyways, I decided to pop by and see what it was like. The pop-up Gundam base itself was just like most other pop-up Gundam bases. They've got a little display and some cool stuff on sale. It's of course nothing compared to the bigger permanent Gundam bases, but I did get a Gundam card game promo card with my purchase. Unfortunately though, you apparently can't get Gundam base membership points at the pop-up stores for some reason. But anyways, I really enjoyed the Gunpla Collaboration Cafe because it brought me back to the Akihabara Gundam Cafe. The cafe had a nice Gunpla-inspired decor, there were some Gundam openings playing on loop, and there was some cool Gunpla-inspired food, which was like your typical collaboration-style foodstuffs. Slightly overpriced, fair quality, but very cool looking. Unfortunately though, I never saw that many other customers on the 2 occasions that I went there. But still, for me, it was a really cool experience, and Nagoya itself was also way cooler than I was expecting, so I will definitely be going there again. As for things you could get this week then, other than the entry-grade Wing Gundam that the Australians could get, on Monday, you could get these GQuuuuuuX vanilla-flavored wafers. And in addition to the wafers, you'll also get one of 28 metallic cards featuring the characters, mechs, and promotional artwork of GQuuuuuuX. For this week's reading material then, there was the September issue of New Type, featuring a talk with various GQuuuuuuX voice actors, as well as an interview with No Melon, No Lemon. The Gundam Next Future Pavilion official guidebook has become available on many online stores in Japan, and we also got the big comic Superior, in which Gundam Thunderbolt is being serialized, and according to the headline, the final chapter of the manga should be just around the corner. For this week's apparel news then, Bancore's first order of business was to celebrate Isaac's birthday with an Aurora acrylic stand. It features pictures of Isaac from Gundam Seed Freedom, and depending on the angle, they'll either have a blue or pink shine to them. It goes for 3,850 yen, 26 US, and it is slated for an October release, which is also when these GQuuuuuuX items will be releasing. For 1,485 yen a piece, 10 US, you can get these Chi-Kyara glittery acrylic keychains, featuring Machu, Nyan, Shuji, Shalia, Xavier, and Komoli, together with a very sparkly name tag. And for 4,400 yen, 30 US, you can get an hello, are you in a hurry t-shirt in either black or white. Strict G, meanwhile, kick things off on the 8th with some restock announcements, available both on Premium Bandai, depending on your region, or in physical Strict G stores. And in those physical Strict G stores, you could get these Quattro Vagina sunglasses on the 13th, which are made in collaboration with Swans. They go for 17,050 yen each, 116 US, and are available with either silver mirrored glasses, which I think are more accurate to the anime, or golden mirrored glasses, which are of course reminiscent of his main mobile suit in Zeta Gundam, being the Hyakushiki. Only available in April of 2026 then is the restock of the L2 hooded jacket Hiro Yui Endless Waltz version. This jacket is made in collaboration with Spiwak, will set you back 44,000 yen, 300 US, and comes with a lot of patches, both reminiscent of Hiro and his main mobile suit, the Wing Zero Custom. Plus, you'll also get an acrylic stand of Hiro wearing the jacket. And finally, something that was already available on the 9th were these Iron-Blooded Orphans, Hathaway's Flash, and GQuuuuuuX title logo pins, going for 880 yen each, 6 US. And that has been all for this week's Gundam news. As always, a big thank you to the Patreon supporters. I hope everyone watching has a great evening, and I'll see you all next week with more Gundam news.